This is HQ. We going live today because we gotta set the bar for this year, right? I was thinking about this the other day, right? How do you in an environment when you bring it in or you losing more money than you are bringing in, right? It's not necessarily that we on the cusp of going broke. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm trying to figure out how does one tighten their budget or tighten their belt to save money or to do something else with their money instead of paying bills, right? So I was just trying to figure out how could I do that? For example, me for example, how do we tighten up our belt? How do we pull in more money? And then I've heard of people like living off a small portion of their money, right? How does one live off a small portion of their money? Do you like take a certain uh portion of the income that you got and then just set it to the side and you do what you got to do? I'm not necessarily talking about saving the money. I'm talking about throwing it back into the bin of money and then paying things off. That's what I'm talking about doing, right? That's what I want to do, right? Because I'm one of those people that I live off credit a lot, right? So I was trying to figure out how could I do all of that and then burn the credit off or burn the money off, burn some of the credit off, right? Because I looked at it the other day, right? I looked at it the other day and I said, damn, I got like 40 credit cards, right? I specifically only deal with one credit card when it comes to gas. So I use one credit card for gas, and then I use several credit cards for other stuff. But I got a lot of credit cards that are like store stuff. Because when I travel to other places, I pick up the credit cards, right? They be like, oh, if you use this credit card today, it'll be blah blah blah. So me and my dumb ass, right? I will pick up a credit card regardless of where it is, whatever state I'm in, whatever country I'm in, whatever. I'll pick up a credit card, and get their credit card instead of not doing that. So I looked up and I got like 40 credit cards, right? It's like, how you got 40 credit cards? I know they range from everything. I range from every place, right? And I remember getting a credit card from this gas station somewhere in Virginia, like, and I was like, I ain't never gonna go there. Why would I get I'd have to get a internet or a credit card, a national credit card, like BP or something like that. But no, I had this credit card from Virginia. I hadn't been in Virginia in a long time, but I had this credit card, and I was like, where the hell I get this credit card? Because back then I used to just get credit cards, right? So I looked up in my portfolio, I looked up in my credit card bag, and I got 40 some credit cards. So I said, okay, so if I'm going to tighten my belt in 2025, and people like to tighten their belt in 2025, and because I want to have a little bit more money, I want to do a little bit more things. So this is what I plan to do, and I need some help. I got 40 credit cards, so I'm going to shuffle through them credit cards, and I'm going to get rid of store credit card, because I got store credit cards too. I got Target, you got Walmart, I got all those, right? I got plenty of them. Knowing full well I shouldn't have all these goddamn credit cards. But I got 4 credit cards, but I don't use all of them, right? But I just got them in my wallet, right? I got a big, thick wallet. Everybody saw the wallet. Here's the wallet. This is the thickness of it, and it's got credit cards in it. This is all credit cards, right? So it's, and other stuff, other credit cards, other cards that I use. But it's 40 credit cards in there, right? And I was like, I don't need damn 40 credit cards. So this year, I'm getting rid of 40 credit. I'm getting rid of at least 25% of them credit cards. So I'm getting rid of at least 10 of those credit cards this year. 10. If I can get rid of 10 credit cards, maybe that'll help me. But those 10 credit cards I'm not using. Get rid of the credit cards that I'm not using, right? Or should I keep the ones that are business? Wait a minute. We have to understand. Some of these credit cards are business. Some of these credit cards are regular personal credit card. Which ones should be gotten rid of? the business or the credit? Or should I keep the business? These are credit cards. So that's what I got to go through and figure out. Do I want to get rid of the business credit cards plus personal? Or do I just want to get rid of the personal, right? And would it make a difference if I use the business as opposed to using the credit, the personal credit? I don't know. So I want somebody to tell me, hey, you should get rid of the personal because the business really don't go on your personal credit. Well, I mean, whatever, right? But I got 40 of those buggers, 40, and those are a mixture of business and regular. So I got to figure out which ones I want to get rid of. And then number two, how does anybody live off 20? How do you live off 80%? Okay, so for example, I'm just going to give you a number, 150,000 a year, 150, 200,000 a year. And all of that, and I know, because I done watched people online, they make 150,000 a year and they still broke. 150,000 a year and everything go out the window, right? So my whole thing is this. How do you live off of 80% of your income? And I'm only going to start with 80% because I ain't finna get drastic on a motherfucker, right? Drastic would be living off 60%. So I'm saying live off 80%. So if you make, let's do a realistic number, 100,000. Realistic number, 100,000. You only want to live off $80,000 because a lot of people make 100,000, close to 100,000. So it's realistic like that. You only want to live off 80,000, but you want to save 20,000. How do you save that 20,000? That's what I want to know. I want somebody to tell me, how do you live off that 20,000? How do you live off that 20%? What do you do? Do you, every time you get any kind of money in, do you just divide it into 20% and put the 20% in a savings account? What do you do? I mean, it's kind of hard to go back, tighten your belt on these things, but we got to tighten our belt because you guys, most of y'all elected an idiot into the White House, and this idiot is going to make it worse. So I'm trying to staff off. I'm trying to push off the tragedy that I know will happen if we do the things or he does the things he says he's going to do, like immigrants or whatever. But we already went over that. We already went through whoever elected Trump. I don't care. So now I know I got to persevere. I got to figure out how to tighten my belt because shit is going to get tight. And we already see it getting tight. Employers are laying people off, not hiring, not giving out bonuses. People are striking. These are the results of hiring or electing the idiot. These are the results of that. Hey, but it is what it is, so we got to do what we got to do personally. Personally, I have to tighten up the belt because I know money and things are going to get tight. Who knows what's going to happen? Now, people say, oh, you got to make more money, or you got to get another job, or you got to do that. No, it's not a matter of getting another job. That's not what it is. It's a matter of optimizing the income that you got. So if you make that 100%, you make that 100,000 a year, and you want to live off the 80% of that, which is $80,000. What do you do with the $20,000? Or how do you put that to the side to live on that 20%? Or put that 20% to the side. But I'm not trying to put 20% to the side. I'm trying to take 20% and roll it over. I'm trying to take that 20%, boom, and then roll it over, that 20,000, and then roll it over into paying off debt. But how do you do that? Okay? How does one do that? Do we increase or can we do it only once a year? Like, ain't getting no taxes back. Let's just skip all that. Ain't getting no taxes back because you make too much money. So if you make too much money, you're not getting no taxes back. You're not doing that. I just be like, y'all just take whatever you can do during the year. Just take as much as you can during the year so I ain't got to owe nothing. I don't worry about getting taxes back. I'm one of those people who don't worry about that. I worry about not owing your ass. I don't want to owe Uncle Sam. So, therefore, I make sure they take out as much taxes as possible. I ain't got to worry about you telling me I owe you no money at the end of the year or you dragging my check. Because a lot of people get their check dragged for doing some bullshit. I ain't doing all that. I'm not trying to give a check drag. So we're not going to worry about taxes. We worried about the 20% that we want to take out and then roll over. Okay, so do we stop eating out? Do you stop eating out? Can you stop eating out for a year? That's another question. Do you buy your food totally and don't eat out at all? It would be a conscious decision not to eat out. It would be a conscious decision not to eat out, right? So you can save that money. But do you eat out enough where saving the money is a benefit to you? To me, it is, simply because I only have me to worry about. I only have me to feed. So when I only have me to feed, shit, I just run to the store and buy me something. I don't particularly go to what is it called? I don't particularly have people bring stuff to me. I don't even know how that shit works. But I go out and then I eat out to dinner, eat by myself, do whatever. So I'm saying, how do you all save money? I want to know. People say, oh, okay, well, you can tighten your belt. This is 2025. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of 2025. So we want to figure out how we can save more money. I figure live off of 20 or live off of 80% of what you make. Only 80%. And then that's cool. Live off of 80%. But how do you slice that 20% into something that you can save or roll over and pay bills off of? That's the question. 2, throw away the credit cards. Shit, I got 40 of them buggers. I got to throw away 10% of those cards. I got to evaluate. Really, I don't have to evaluate. I just got to figure out the ones that I didn't use last year. If I didn't use the credit card last year, that's one of the ones I'm finna throw out. 2, if the card has an annual fee. I have American Express cards. I have like 4 or 5 of them buggers, right? I have 4 or 5 of them buggers. Them mugs got annual fees. So if you got annual fees on cards and you're not using them, what's the point in you having them? But damn, who wants to close American Express credit cards? You know what I'm saying? You really don't. So it's gonna have to be off the bat. It's gonna have to be store cards. I got Target. I got all these credit. All these store cards. So I'm gonna go through all of those and then cut those buggers up. Call them up and say, hey, I want to close them. Or I can, if they don't have no annual fee and they not doing no harm to my credit, I can just cut them up and never use them. And then wait for the store to close them if they have to, if they want to, right? Plenty of Visa, Navy Federal, American Express, Chase. We got all those good ones. So how do we do it, though? That's the whole point. How do we do it? How do people do it? It's great when somebody says, oh, well, just stop doing this or stop doing that. Sometimes that's difficult to do. You know how I quit smoking years ago? How I quit smoking years ago. I figured out the most place that I would smoke. I would smoke the most in the car. I would smoke the most in the car. And then I said, okay, let me stop smoking in the car. I don't care what you do. You stop smoking in the car. Don't smoke. You can smoke anywhere else, but you can't smoke in the car. So what I would do was, when I got in the car, I would put my purse, cigarettes in the trunk. And then wherever I got to, I'd jump out, open up the trunk, pull my cigarette out, and then go into the store or go wherever I had to go. But I could not smoke in the car. Once I stopped smoking, and it was a habit for me not to smoke in the car, which took me about 2 months not to smoke in the car, the worst other place that I used to smoke would be, I would get up in the middle of the night and then I would smoke a cigarette in the middle of the night. And then once I stopped doing that, every place that I smoked the worst, I would stop. Until I looked up, in 3 months, I wasn't smoking at all. Never smoked again. And this been about 15, 20 years. I don't know. I can't remember. So is this the way we do it when we want to save money? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Where we spend the worst amount of money. And the worst amount of money for most of us is those impulsive buys. And impulsive buys means food, right? Because you got to look at it. Where can you save money at? You can't save money on your rent. You can't save money on your utility. You can save it on utilities, by slowing down, the heat that you use, turning your heater down to 70, doing that. You could save that way. Okay, fine. Boom. We do that. We cut that out. Then we can't save on the car note. Can't save on the car note. Can't save on the insurance. Can't do that. So the only place you can save is where you eat food at, your impulse buys, fingernails, makeup, hair, all of these things. So I'm trying to figure out, well, how the hell would I save money? I could save 20%. Another place I figured out I could save. Whenever somebody asks me for money, you ain't getting it. And then that's a hard one right there. It definitely is. You can't get it. I'm not renting a car for you. I'm not paying your rent for you. You know how people... See, here's the thing. I didn't know this was a thing. Paying rent with a credit card. I remember my daughter said, Mom, can you pay my rent? And then I'll pay it back, over time. Like I pay your rent on the first, and then you give me $400, $400, right? And then they rent is paid. I didn't know credit cards would let you do that, right? But my daughter figured it out, so she can do it. So she was using my credit card to do that. Boom. I was getting, points. I was good, right? I was getting the points, getting the cash back, all that good stuff. Then I realized, shit, I had completely didn't have no control over this shit. So I was like, no, we can't do that. So cutting people off that ask you for money and cutting people off who want to use your credit card. That's day one. I'm going to do that today. Call up all the folks and say, hey, Renee. That's my name, Renee. No, Rennie, actually, but people say Renee. It's Rennie. Hey, Rennie. Can I borrow? Get it? No. So we finna cut all these people off. We finna cut this off. We finna cut this off. We finna cut this off, right? So that credit card is cut up. And impulsively getting credit cards. Can't do that no more. I know I went to a bank and opened up a checking account, opened up a savings account, just randomly. Just because it was there and it was a nice bank, looked good, boom. And then they gave me all these credit cards. Gave me like 4 or 5 credit cards, right? 4 or 5. Didn't need them, but I was like, fuck it. The limit is like 10 grand. I'll deal with it. All of them got 10. Okay, cool. I'll take those. Knowing full well I wasn't going to use no 40, 50 grand worth of credit like that. Because I don't do that. I don't, But I do one of those things where I don't like to touch. Well, this is a thing that I don't like. I don't like to touch cash because it's got germs. So it's weird though. But I mean, I will touch cash, but I normally don't. It's been years since I touched cash, right? So I normally just use credit because I don't like touch cash. I don't like to do any of those things. $1, $2, $10, $100, $1,000. I just use credit. Credit. So I gotta learn to actually take the money out of the bank. So I'm gonna try this. Take the money out of the bank, put it in some kind of container, and say this is for food. You only got $100, only $100 a month. No, $100 a week for food. And that's all you're going to do. You're going to use that $100. I don't know how you're going to use that $100, but you're going to use that $100, and $100 is only going to be for food. We ain't going to purchase nothing outside of this $100. Can that work? I don't know. Can I live off of $500 a month? Food. Can you do that? It's not necessarily that I can't do it. It's a matter of, do I have the time to sit there and cook food? I don't know. I normally hit the door maybe around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Do I have time to prepare for that? And I'm out the door about 4 every morning, okay? So this is an issue that I have. Can I cook food, regular raw food every day without eating out? Because the goal is not to eat out. The goal is to save that money. Can I do that? Can I save money and not and cook every day. I really, the real, honest to God truth is, guys, I hate freaking cooking. I don't care what nobody say. I know how to cook, but I hate freaking cooking. And I had to cook all of these years that I was married. Do I want to get back to cooking like that again because I want to save money? I guess it's going to have to be that particular thing. But I'm going to figure out a meal. I'm going to figure out a meal, one of those things where you order the meal. Um, you know what I'm saying? You order the meal and then what the hell is it? You freaking buy the food and they send the food in the box and the box come to your door. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Can that be done? Is it more expensive? I don't know, but I'm gonna try it, right? So it is what it is. So we are going to cut up the credit cards because I got 40. I got 40 credit cards. Whew. Whew. It's gonna be like, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at this is it. This is the credit card. This is, can I get rid of those credit cards? 10. Because the goal is to live off 80% of what I make. And the only way I can do that is to cut out food, cut down the temperature in my house, cut down the utilities. Show us the back right quick. Those credit cards are high. I got some as high as 50,000. No. Do I cut up all of them except the ones that are like 50,000 and then put all of the credit onto the 50,000 and then just live off the 50,000 and cut up all the rest of the credit card? These are things that I have to decide that I want to do because I can't afford to continue the way I am because I'll impulsively buy. I'm one of those people that when it's a gift to give, I it's not necessarily that I give the most expensive gift, but I give the most thoughtful gift. And usually the most thoughtful gift is more expensive. Usually people love my gifts. Like like last year, I this young man who was a Miami, I don't even know the doggone game. He's a fan of Miami. He was born in Miami, but he was here in Georgia. He was a fan of Miami. He was like, I love those, I love this, that, and the third. And, that's my team. That's my team. And then when his birthday came around, I bought him an expensive hat that had his team specifically put on there and his name, his team. It was a team hat or whatever. And then I had his name engraved like on the back. He loved that thing. That thing cost me like $75 to do. But I'm one of those people that give beautiful gifts, that give naturally good gifts, right? And people are like, man, you spend too much. So these impulsive things that I have to do, I have to not do that. Oh, I did cook. And I gave this man, him and his wife had been sick. And I gave them some comedy show tickets and a dinner night out at a nice restaurant. Cost about $100. But I gave it to him so he could share it with his wife. I give good gifts. It ain't gonna be no t-shirt from me. I ain't doing that, right? So this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna tighten my belt, y'all. I'm gonna tighten my belt, right? So don't go buying furniture. Don't go buying gifts. I'm just gonna buy the gifts that I can. So I'm saying, who can give me an idea of how do you tighten your belt? How do you tighten it and live off 80% of what you make? And the 20% is what I want to roll over into paying off credit cards, paying off that. I don't have a lot. That's not the point. The point is I want to be done or halfway done paying off the credit cards by the end of the year. This all goes into, right? Being able to live better, spend more wisely, because I just got a feeling that we're going to run into more shit going to be more expensive. Food is more expensive. Rent is more expensive. Ain't got nothing to do with Biden. Biden don't have nothing to do with prices like that. It has to do with the employers and the people who own businesses who want to charge us. Ain't no way We should be paying mortgage prices like we doing, and it don't, and the mortgage the interest rates are not going down enough for us to even try to refinance or whatever. Because I can't refinance this place, not yet, right? But the percentage when I bought it was like 3%. Where the hell am I going? I ain't going nowhere. There's nowhere for me to go on a 3% mortgage. I can't pay no less, right? So, and then my car, I can't get rid of that. That's like $700 a month. Can't get rid of that, right? So my whole thing is we tighten the belt, cut off all the people that we know. I ain't helping you do nothing. I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm finna cut up that credit card that you seem to want to use to pay your rent. I can't do that no more. I'm finna cut up that credit card that you want to rent a car on and all of that good stuff. We ain't finna do that. 20% of what you make. So for example, you put, I don't know, $1,000 in the bank. That means 200 of that has got to go back to paying onto credit card. Specifically, boom, 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 boom. Depending on what you make, right? Because I get it. A lot of people don't make 100,000. They make less than 100,000. So I'm giving practical tips of what can happen. This is what I did when I first came to Georgia, right? Not when I first came to Georgia. I'm sorry. After my husband died. My husband died, okay? After he died, I was like, I ain't paying rent or mortgage no more. I ain't paying no rent or no mortgage anymore. This is what I decided, right? So back then, what I did was, and I don't know, hopefully this ain't illegal, but I might be telling on myself. No, it ain't illegal. What I used to do was I used to rent out houses. I got an excellent credit, A1. So I would rent out houses, 2 or 3 houses, right? And then the rent would be 2 or 3 houses, and the rent, and them big gigantic houses in Riverdale, the big houses in Riverdale, right? The big houses in Riverdale got like 4 or 5 bedrooms, in Cascades, 4 or 5, 6 bedrooms, right? So, oh, it might be illegal. Ooh, no, it's not illegal. I don't know whether it's illegal, but anyway, I used to rent out these houses, right, in my name. All the utilities in my name, and then I'd rent the rooms. So if a house had 5 bedrooms and I only had to pay $1,200 back then, about 5, 6 years ago. I only had to pay $1,200, right? I would rent all the rooms out for like $600 a piece. So it would be 5 bedrooms. I get $3,000, pay the rent, pay the utility, and then I'd have like $800 in my pocket. But when I first moved there, after my husband died, I moved myself into a house. And then I would rent out the rooms, the other room. I would have an isolated room in that house. One of the smallest rooms. I'd have the dinkiest room. And then the other rooms would be rented out. So 5-bedroom house, rent out 4 rooms. They would pay the rent. And so my rent and my car note was paid. So I would do that for 4 or 5. I would do that at the time. I would do it with like 2 or 3 houses. I would do all of that. And then I just built up a big, gigantic, I would invest the money. I was good. Then I hadn't bought a house here in Georgia. So then I went and bought my own house in Georgia. Credit A1. Then I had a 4 or 5 bedroom house I rented out 4 of those bedrooms, and I had the dinkiest bedroom, right? It was in a nice upscale neighborhood, just one of them, right? I was that girl. So I would rent out each one of them rooms for like $800-900, and then renting those out for $800-900. My rent was paid. My car note was paid. I paid off a car. Boom. Then I bought my Jeep. Oh, I'm rolling, right? I'm rolling. So therefore, that's when COVID hit. When COVID hit, I had just sold that house. I sold that house for a smaller house because I didn't want to live with nobody. So I sold that big, gigantic house. It was like 3,000 square feet. Bam. I bought it for $200,000. I sold it for $375,000. So I was good. I had been raking in the money because I had been renting the rooms. If you look on my Facebook page, it will show you that I had upgraded the house. I had upgraded the house. I had built the door for the house. I had remodeled the house myself. I did all of that. You know, put a new bathroom in there. So I bought it as a 4-bedroom. Wait a minute, I bought it as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought it as a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. And when I sold, no, 2.5 bath, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, I sold it as a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, because I had built a bathroom in there. Me and this Mexican dude, that's my boy. Me and this Mexican dude had put another bedroom in there, and we put another bathroom in there, right? So I sold that bugger. I bought it for $200 and I sold it for $375. Scot-free, got out of there. That was about 3 years ago, right? Then I rebought another house. I bought another house, but it was a smaller house. So now, after putting touches into this house, the bottom fell out of the market. So now, ain't nobody buying no houses. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to buy. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing. So therefore, I either gonna stay here at 3%. I'm either gonna stay here and then do whatever I gotta do to make more money. So now, I'm like a rat in a corner, trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna make this extra money like I did when I first moved to Georgia. When I first moved to Georgia, I was doing some not illegal stuff, just stuff I shouldn't have been doing. But that's neither here nor there. Now we move forward 3 years, and I've been in this place 2-3 years. So now I got to figure out another gig. I got to figure out another thing that I'm finna do. So now I'm thinking, okay, 40 credit cards? 40? And some of them are like 50,000. I think I got about 4 or 5 that are like 50,000. Okay, should I just put everything on them 40, 50,000 and deal with them 40, 50,000? And then scratch all of the rest? Okay. Do I have any hobbies or skills? Flipping houses and scamming. That's it. Flipping houses and scamming. I used to be a counselor a long time ago. Counselor, a housing counselor, a life skills counselor, a person like that. But I came to Georgia, and then I learned how to flip houses, right? Know how to build stuff. I know how to put stuff. I know how to design stuff. Let's put it that way. I can look at a house and tell you exactly what it is to make more money with that house. How do you change this to do that? I'm really good at that. Okay. So that's what I'm really good at that. If you look at my videos on Facebook, I put stuff on there before and after. I did all of that myself. Changed out a kitchen. I did a whole hardwood floor, a house, 2,500 square foot house. All the hardwood, I did that myself. Me and this Mexican dude, we put a bathroom in together, put a shower in the laundry room, upright, washer and dryer. Oh yeah, I did some shit. So I do interior design. I do that. I do, amongst other things, I do that, but I'm really good at that, right? So, yeah, I can design for other people. I can do that. But my profession that I went to school with, that I got degrees in, because I have degrees. I ain't saying what, but I have a degree in old English, old text, where I can read stuff like Beowulf and just old text. Linguistics, let's put it that way. So, but my passion right now, because I retired from that, my passion is, helping other people and designing houses. So this is what I've been trying to figure out. How can I cut 40 credit cards? No, not 40. Cut out at least 10. Wait a minute, what do I got? Credit cards that I got in here. Let me show you. I got Sam's. I got about 6 Capital Ones, 10 American Expresses, I got Navy Federal. I mean, I got all of those. So I'm trying to figure out which ones do I cut out. With the ones that I don't use. Okay, fine. Those are the ones that I don't use. I got to cut them out. Okay, fine. But the ones that are store-bought, like BJ's, Target, Walmart, Hooters, Sam's, I got Apple. I mean, all of those. I got all of those. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. But I got to close some of those because I ain't even use them. I ain't used Walmart. Got to Walmart, didn't use it. Got to Chase, didn't use it. Got to Freedom, didn't use all of them. Because I'm a hoarder type person when it comes to credit cards. I just like to see the card come in the mail. And I know that's wrong. I don't need all of them. I got business cards. Business cards are in middle of that, right? Business cards are, yeah, Walmart is ghetto, but when you got to buy poor people presents, Walmart is a good place when you got to buy people presents, right? It is what it is. I very rarely go there, but I will go there. Not a problem. So I am going to cut up the credit cards. I'm finna do that. Cut up the credit card. Let every person I know that asks me for money, ask me to use a credit card, ask me to rent a car, all of these things, I'm gonna say, nope, can't do it no more. I'm sorry, I can't. I need to tighten my belt. Because my problem is this. For example, my problem is this. I can save per month, I could probably save $2,000, but I'm trying to save like $4,000. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to save more money and then roll it over into the credit card so I can pay those off, right? So live off 80% of what you can live off of. I want to know, does anybody know how to do it? Do you know how to do that, right? Because I want to be in a financial situation where I can go to Monaco or I can go to Australia. That's a place I ain't never been. That's another continent I haven't been. I want to go there. I want to do all of that. Dave Ramsey. Yeah, I looked at Dave Ramsey, but I'm looking at what he's saying and how he's saying live off cash. For somebody who's never really lived off cash and only lived off credit for a long, look, when I touch money, money disappears. I swear to God, I went to pay a bill and I had to pay it in cash and I needed an extra $20. I went down the street to get the $20, came back and I lost the fucking $20. Somehow, and I did that 2 times. And after that, I didn't touch cash no more. And in my wayward youth, when I was a younger one, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I used to work at a casino. And I used to work in the vault, right? And that's all I did was count money all day. Money. Straps of hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars. I would touch millions of dollars every day. And I got used to touching that money. And once I stopped working in that casino, hell no, I don't want to touch no more money. It just turned me off of money. Okay. Oh, it was hella fun. It was hella fun. Unfortunately, I'm not a gambler. I'm not a person like that. I'm not a person that really gambles anymore. Because I don't think I've seen a casino in like 8-9 years. Anyway, the whole point is I used to work there and I couldn't stand touching money. So therefore, it's not a matter of me going to the bank and putting money in the box and saying, this is the money I'm going to use to buy food. I guess I could do that, right? But I guess I could do that. Or I can transfer the money onto one card, and that would be the card that I would use only for cash, or only for food or whatever. But can you live off of $500 worth of food without spending money outside of the house or going to a restaurant? These are the challenges that I have run into, that I am looking at. This is January 2025. We want to turn over a new leaf. We want to save money. Not necessarily save, but we want to roll it over into paying off the debt that we got. Can I pay off my car? Can I pay off my car early? Can I pay off my car? I did it when I was renting those houses. I rented out 3 houses at one time, and I was getting all that money because these were nice houses. And they wanted to rent of $1,500, but they had 3-4 bedrooms. So I would charge each person like $800. And I would have a maid. I was so good. I had a maid come in and clean all them houses. And I would pay that maid like $200 every time she come over and clean all of them houses. You got 4 houses to clean. I want you to clean the kitchen and the bathrooms and the public areas. That's all I want you to do. Clean the kitchen, clean the refrigerator out, clean the bathrooms, 2 bathrooms or whatever, and clean out the main area. I give you $200. You do 4 houses, and I need you to do it once a week. You know, thorough cleaning, $200. And I had all of the houses done like that, right? So they was getting it. They were paying $800. They didn't have to pay no utilities. I had the cable on, all that. But I was doing it like 3, 4 houses at a time, and they were paying all my bills. So I paid off my car doing that. I paid off a car in a year and a half doing that. I had bought a 2021. It was a 2021. I paid off a car by 2022 by doing that, or 2020 or 2021, something like that, within a year and a half. But that's not possible these days because rents these days is like $2 grand on a 3-bedroom. So you can't do that. Okay. And the whole point is I cannot sell my house and get a smaller interest rate and move to a different house. You see what I'm saying? Because the interest rate on this house is 3%. Ain't no way for me to be able to get rid of 3% house. Who's buying houses at 3%? That's not even possible these days. You see what I'm saying? So I have to stay here and I have to do what I got to do until the interest rates gets lower than what they are, because I think they're like 7% now. 7%, almost going down to 6%. But that's way above what I'm paying, right? So I can't do nothing about that. So therefore, it's got to be, I can't eat out. I can't help nobody pay no bills. I got to throw away the credit cards. Don't use credit cards. Try to live off the cash. And people say, well, why don't you just sell your house and move into an apartment? Are you serious? Sell the house and then move into an apartment, and I'm paying the same amount as in an apartment. If I'm paying $1,300 mortgage, you know, me getting a 2-bedroom apartment, because I can't take all this stuff and put it in a one apartment, one apartment. That ain't even make no sense. A 2-bedroom apartment, it's gonna cost me $1,300 already into that or more. So that don't even make sense to me. That don't even make no sense. So I'm ass out. You see what I'm saying? I'm ass out. I can't do nothing but try to save. Try to save somehow. And I'm saying to you, all of my guys, all of my people that love HQ, tell me how you do it. Tell me how it's done. What are you doing in 2025 to stop from paying this kind of money out? What are you doing? Because I don't know how. I hope what I want to do is tighten the belt, don't eat out, live off 80%. And then I thought about what is it called? What the hell is it called? You know how you order that food and that food come to your porch? Because I used to do it. It was called Home Shelf. I used to have them bring that box, boom, and then that box used to have, oh yeah, that food good as hell. Pay for that food and then blah, blah, blah. And then me, because I traveled so much, I couldn't keep it up, keep playing up. So I stopped the plan. But I think I'm finna get back to that plan, and I'm finna stick to that plan. That's the money, and then don't particularly eat that much during the day. But dinner time is already made, because you all, and I know, you spend like $20 on food to eat out. It's $100. That Home Chef is $100 to eat for one person per week, maybe even less. $100. So this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to try to do it, right? Ain't no way for me to save no other kind of money. But I thought about this, right? If I turned in my car and it cost $700 a month, if you turned into your car, just for example, turned it in, I could take one of the credit cards and I can buy a car straight out for 2 grand, right? Used car, 2 grand. And see, I'm one of those people. I don't care. I don't care where I live. I don't care what kind of car I drive. I don't care about that. I care about having enough money where if I feel like going to Germany or I feel like going to Canada or I feel like going to Mexico, I can, and I ain't got to worry about no money. But that's the cavalier attitude that I have because I have credit cards that got that kind of limit on them. I have credit. I could right now, if I decide I wanted to go to Timbuktu or I wanted to go to China, I wanted to do that, I could put it on a credit card and I would never have to worry about no money. If I wanted to, I could take one of them credit cards and take $20,000 cash off that credit card and I would never have to worry about money. So I'm trying to stop living in that way for 1 year, right? Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. I would love it. Hit the like button. So I'm saying I want to do that for a whole year. I want to challenge myself. Challenge myself to be able to do that. Can you challenge yourself to live off 80% of your income and then do it? Why would you double tap the... Why would somebody need to double tap the screen? What does that do? Or is that somebody else got to do that? Oh, I don't know. I mean, but if I wipe my car payment out, that's a repo. That's considered a repo, right? So I can't do that. So I can't do that. So I'm saying I can't do that. The repo, no. So repo, 2 grand, buy a used car, take that back. I'm not paying $700. I'm just paying for the insurance for the used car, right? And the $2,000 that I borrow to pay to get the car. So I could pay that $2,000 back within a month, but I would be out of the contract for the car. And that would be a savings of $500 a month. And then I could roll that $500 a month into paying off debt, credit card, paying off the house, whatever. So I'm just saying, I don't impulsively buy. I just don't worry about the rest of the money. I don't worry about the back end of the money, right? No, my kids don't want to live with me. Hell no, they don't want to live with me. I don't want to live with them. They all grown. I don't want to live with I don't want to live with no kids. There's no way. But only if we had a big enough house. No, it's not that I wouldn't want to live with the kids. It's just a matter of, no, this house was made for me. You know what I'm saying? This house was made for me. I can't have all of them people in here. I would have to get a bigger house for us to live under the same roof, if that was possible. But the interest rates and all of that makes it impossible for regular, normal, everyday people to buy a damn house. Y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would love it. Get the likes up, please. So this is all I'm saying. I came into this trying to figure out what the hell I do. 40 credit cards. If you got 40 credit cards, I'm going to try to get rid of 10 today. Cut them up. Cut up 10. Hopefully but the 10 are going to be store cards. And then I'll start on what I can cut up the other type cards, right? I love my Navy Federal. I love my Navy Federal and my Sam's. But I got to figure out how I can live without those. No, I don't need one credit card. I can handle many credit cards. I can handle that. That's the point. The point is to save. I have enough money to cover whatever I pay for, whatever credit cards I got. I just want to narrow it down to a certain amount. I want to be able to pay off a house and a debt quicker, a piece of debt that I want to buy because I want to get right back to buying houses. Hopefully the market can bounce back. Right back to buying and flipping houses and designing houses. Like I said, my designs that I did are on Facebook where I posted those. It wasn't really a place over here on YouTube to post that kind of thing. But on Facebook, I posted, places where I built doors. I built doors personally with my hand. I built doors, rooms, put down hardwood floors, put down carpeting, painted, all of these things, right? And in order to pay for these things, I rented out people's houses. These are other people's houses, not my house, other people's house, and my house too. But I figured out how to do that. Okay, so yes, I put in right now the house I'm in right now. I put in the subway tile backsplash all around the kitchen. Whew, did that take me a long time to do that? But subway tile subway tiles about this big, right? So I stacked about 10. So it's 10 high going across and about 30 going across the whole kitchen. So I did that myself. So yeah, I know how to do those kind of things. So I'm going to do all of those kind of things, tighten up the belt, turn the heat down to 69, 70. Ooh. Plug me in a heater, bed heater, and make it happen. So this is what I came on here today to say. Figure out how to save money. We all got to do it. Ain't nobody rich. We got to do that. I'm deciding to throw away credit cards. Y'all know, y'all see, I got the credit card. Here's the credit card. All of them credit cards. It's about 40, 50, So I'm going to start with that today. Start living in the mindset. See what it costs me to order the home chef. Because if I go out and eat, it's going to cost me $20 every time I eat. And then it ain't going to be no leftovers. It ain't going to be nothing. But home chef for one person costs about $100. It's too much money that's going out of this house for impulsive things. And this is what we're going to do. Yeah, it might be 20. All the blue ones, hell no, all the blue ones. All the blue ones is Chase. Are you crazy? But either way, look, I keep the ones that are high because any place in the world that I need to go, I don't have to worry about where the money comes from. I can grab money cash off of it, or I can travel on it. So this is why I keep what I keep, or how I keep the monies that the credit cards that I keep. But I don't need all the store. I don't need store. I don't even think I got a lot of store cards. I may have like 5 store credit cards. I know I got Target, I got Walmart, I got all of those. But I mostly have bank cards. And I haven't used a lot of those in a year. So the ones I haven't used, those are the ones I'm going to get rid of. But I'm just saying, this is my story of what I'm going to do to tighten myself up, to tighten my belt up. This is my story. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do that. And this is what I want. I want the results of it. The result is I want to roll over the money into paying off the house. So if I decide that I'm going to move, or I get married, or I find a husband, or any of those things, I can cash out and have some equity, right? Same thing with a car. I like to change my car every 2 or 3 years. So it's almost time to change out the Jeep and all of that good stuff. Almost time. I've been paying extra so I can change. I don't walk into a dealership and I don't need no money when I walk into a dealership. I walk into a dealership, car dealership, and I say I want that car, and then they figure out a way for me to get it. And don't come back to me unless the interest rate is less than 3% on a car. Otherwise, I'm not getting it. Okay? I remember a dealer chased me out of the dealership when he told me he couldn't give me 3%. I said, thank you for your time. And I walked out of the dealership, and then they come running out of the dealership. No, we can give you cheap. You don't ask me for a check stub. You don't ask me for nothing. Just get the car that I want, and that's it. And I'm not really one of those people that buy them really expensive cars. I'm more of a practical person, and this is what I'm going to try to curb this year: the impulsive buys that I'm doing, right? So I'm saying I want to have equity in the house. If I have to sell it and then get married, redo all that good stuff. Hit the like button when you guys come in, please. Hit the like button. This is what HQ came out to say today. If you got the similar story to me, put it in there. If you got ways in which you can save, I've already said the ones that I can save. I've already said the ones that I can do. Cut the credit cards up, no dinner out, no eating out, no impulsive buying, all of those things. But there's got to be other ways in which people do that. I can't live off straight cash. That's impossible. I just can't because I can rent out my house and get a smaller space. Where can you find rent that's cheaper than $1,200-$1,300 these days? This is what I pay for a mortgage. Where can I do that? You can't do that. I don't know where you can rent a place. What am I gonna rent? I'm gonna rent a square, like what the hell? What would I be renting that's smaller? This is the 3-bedroom, 3-bath. What would I be renting that's smaller? A 1-bedroom, and I still be paying $1,400 somewhere. So that don't even make sense. I can't do that. Believe me, I have thought about that. You can't do that. So it is what it is. I'm just saying, somebody give me some suggestions, because I don't know. When we next talk, when we next meet, somebody give me some suggestions, because I'm out of suggestions. I can't rent this space out and just get more. That wouldn't even be making no sense. Because I would have to cover my own stuff. If I moved out, I'd have my own utilities, my own rent, my own all of that, and I still had the same bills, paying the same amount I'd be paying here. So then it would be more difficult. So that's what I'm saying. I want some suggestions. Okay. Only shop for clothes when a designer comes to H&M, Target, JCPenney. See, but I stopped that. I stopped the impulse buying clothing. I stopped all of that like somewhere in September, October. I stopped doing that, right? So I figured, but see, I can't stop. You can't stop buying clothes. So I have to put myself on a budget for that. I mean, if you spend $1,000 worth of clothes every month, yeah, you of course got to cut back on that. Y'all don't even know. You don't even know. Yeah, it's a little bit more money, but it's not a lot of money. Not a lot of money from YouTube. Not yet. Not because I don't have the audience. More of an engagement, more of an audience, then it'd be a different thing. But yes, I can write a lot of stuff off. I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's difficult because I have it's not an exorbitant lifestyle. It's just a lifestyle where I know that I have to cut that stuff out. So I'm going to try to save. I saved $2,000. I want to save $4,000. I want to roll it all back into the house. So this is what I'm going to do. Put the suggestions and everything in the comment section. Thank you. Please, please. And I still have a show tonight to do. That's a roasting show. We're going to do that at 6 p.m. Y'all show up, please. Click the like button. Give me the likes that I need. Thank you very much. I love all you guys that showed up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this was just an impulse show, but I need everybody's input. How do we save money? Thank you.